Welcome back to Selling Remission. We begin this episode right back where we left off last week. We are 170 miles off course, and now we need to find our way back.
Since we got blown way off course and we're back in Fakarava, just doing a little walking. As Cindy pointed out, I forgot my orange backpack, which kind of made me known here. We're just going to get a little exercise and kind of explore again our favorite Tuamotu so far. But what we're going to do next is tomorrow afternoon, we're going to move Remission more close to the North Pass. And then on Thursday morning, we're going to catch a weather window. We're still going to make Tikehau, but we're going to now decide we're going to go check out Apataki. It's one of the big pearl farm islands. Yeah, you know, it's something we need more of, some more black pearls, but always. But again, it's probably the second highest producing black pearl island or atoll in the Tuamotus. So we're going to check that out. They got a nice little town there. Whole 350 residents on the entire atoll. Supposed to have some good snorkeling there. So we're just going to check it out. And then we're going to, after that, then we're going to either go to Rangiroa for a couple days or straight to Tikehau. Kind of play that by ear and by the weather. I'm done trying to say, we're going here. It just doesn't seem to work out quite that way. So we're going to leave our options open. But now we're just going to enjoy Fakarava again, since it's turned into our home away from home, away from home. No matter where you go, kids are all the same. Well, one thing's for certain. We live in paradise.
Art's struggling. The waves are pushing us, so he doesn't have much control. Even with both engines going. Probably hard to see how big these wakes are. All right, one more big surf.
We are on the move again. We left from Fakarava this morning and on our way to Apataki. Only one problem. We almost didn't get out of Fakarava. So we left pretty early this morning. We were anchored in a good spot, pulled it up, decided since we're still in the lagoon, we put up the mainsail. And as we were doing that, we always turn into the wind. Cindy was at the helm and I was raising the sail. And next thing you know, we aren't moving. We hit an unmarked bommy, which is just a big coral rock basically. And we were in 2.3 feet of water at that point. Again, it wasn't marked, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't Cindy's fault, we just hit it. And luckily, Cindy was going really nice and slow, so we were able to back off of it and get out of the way. A little scary. I'm gonna have to go underneath and see if we did any damage to the hull. I don't think we did because we're going so slow and none of the bilge alarms have been going nuts, so I don't know if we did put a hole in anything. But we're out here and it's an absolutely beautiful day. We wish we had more wind. We've only got about 10 knots, so we had to motor sail all day, but look at these seas. These are sure a lot nicer. That's Apataki in the distance there. These are a lot nicer than what we saw a couple days ago going into Fakarava. So we're going to spend here a couple days, check it out. This is a big pearl farm atoll, so we have to be careful of all the buoys. But it's got a little town. It's about 350 residents in it, and only one store. And since we aren't able to get much in Fakarava, who knows? Maybe we'll get some produce here. But just a chance for us to kind of relax a little bit more, see somewhere new. They have, I don't know if you can see that atoll over there. Just beyond it, they have another little island in the lagoon that's supposed to have really good snorkeling and a lot of sharks. So who knows, we'll maybe make a trip over there. But we're still on our way to Tikehau, and so we'll probably spend the rest of today, all of tomorrow, and then do an overnight sail to Tikehau and finally get there. We still got about 5 weeks, about 6 weeks left before we have to leave French Polynesia. So still got some exploring to do. Kind of looking forward to it. And I tell you, I wish all days were this calm. That's the pass we're going in. I always get a little anxious going to the brand new pass. Now this one's not very wide. We got a pretty big swell right now.
This is a distance view of the pass that we're going to go into. It is a very tiny pass. And as you can see, it's kind of rough with the weathers. It's high tide, so it should be going in. Big swells guiding us through the channel. I don't know if you can see the big waves crashing against the outside of the atoll. There are lots of pearl farms here, so we'll check those out, of course. We left at 5:30 this morning. It's now a little after 3 o'clock, so it took us all that time. There was little wind, so we had to motor sail to get here. It was 65 nautical miles. That was a big one. Yeah, very powerful waves. But luckily, the pass is very calm. And I guess it's well marked on the charts. Let's hope. So you can see here up on our starboard side some of the pearl floats that they have in this little lagoon. And that's where they go and they place the oysters out there for 18 months for them to grow different black pearls. We have some on the port side too. These little huts are probably where they harvest the oysters and then reseed them with new marbles from the Mississippi River to start the next cycle. They can do up to 5 cycles with one oyster. Here comes an inbound fisherman boat. Those fishing boats scare me because the driver's way up front and it's just very scary to me, but they seem to be able to maneuver them just fine. And our path is well marked with the buoy markers.
So we're not really crazy about this anchorage we're at. We're not really an anchorage. We're just kind of out behind a reef. So we'll get a little bit of protection, but the forecast said wind in the morning, nothing in the afternoon. Let's turn to exactly around. We've had 10 knot winds all day and now we're at 17. Yeah, I mean, what is up with that? But here's what my little consternation is. In front of us, if you can see, there's the reef. Now, we don't have much protection, but we have some protection from that reef, but we're still bouncing around a lot. And then what I worry about is I have no idea really what the holding is, so we're setting 2 alarms, but there is another reef behind us. So that puts us on a lee shore. which is the one way you don't want to be, because if our anchor were to break loose, we're heading towards that reef. So we're gonna have both the alarms set. We're gonna make sure they're on full loud and make sure that we're ready to go if we were to possibly break loose. I did put out 5 to 1 in terms of anchor chain, so that's a lot of scope out. So we should be okay. But you know, that's what my job is, to worry about it. We just weighed anchor, and for the first time in a long time, it was easy. Might have rubbed up against a little balmy, but nothing caught. Able to get the chain up pretty easy. So now we're heading out. We didn't go into town at all. It's been pretty windy in here. We had a horrible anchorage, so we decided just to go on to Tikehau. We're gonna do an overnight sail. Cindy's getting the sail ready to be deployed. First taking the downhaul off the storage area. Wind has really died. We're down to like 6 to 8. In order to raise the mainsail, I gotta unlock the reefing lines. So, and then I'm gonna keep the main halyard down. I'm gonna wrap it around our main winch. All right. As soon as we get far enough away from Apataki, we'll turn around because we got the wind at our back right now, and we'll raise it. You hear that? Neither do I. That's the sound of sailing. So we got both our sails up. Got it nice and comfortable. Better than what we have been doing. I know you can't see me very well, but look at that morning sky. This has really become one of my favorite times of day. So I love this shift from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. and lights starting to peek over the horizon. Absolutely amazing. It is a beautiful morning. Not much for sailing. We only got about 4 knots of wind, so we've been motoring most tonight. We got about, I don't know, about 3.5, 4 hours of sailing in last night, but that's it. So it's been pretty small, pretty calm. You see over here, that's Rangiroa. So we are going to make it to Tikehau today. We're about, I don't know, 65 miles from there, so be a while yet, especially just cruising along on one engine doing about 5 knots with no wind, but get there later this afternoon. But as you can see, it's just absolutely beautiful. Sunrise just came up. When it came in, I want to show you something. I'm really not sure what this is. It's got some eyes. It looks like looks like a little fish caught on my line, and wasn't enough to make me feel like there was something there, so we're just pulling it along. It looks like a big fish came along and ate the little one. Wondering why the big fish didn't catch on. I'm gonna throw it back out here. Haven't caught anything for a while, so we could use some tuna or mahi in the freezer. Maybe even for dinner tonight. Let's hope we get lucky. We are coming into Tikehau. Fine. That's it there behind me if you can see it. We're about a half mile from the pass now. I can see it. There's some big swells going in. Got the tide coming out and the wind is coming at us. That's going to be a little wild ride. I was watching the shore break over here too. Remember we were going into Apataki, we thought it was big. Well, those were just little puddle jumpers compared to what I'm looking at now. We're getting close.
Tikehau, here we come. We haven't had any wind for, I would say, 12 hours, a good 12 hours. And now we're trying to go in through this pass, and we have 17 knots of wind. Looks like we might have some surfers catching the big waves as we're going in. We'll have to check and see if that's true. Thank you for being part of Sailing Remission. Please press the like button if you enjoyed this episode. Join us next week as we start to explore the wonders of Tikehau.
You know, sponges grow in the ocean. That kills me. Can you imagine how much deeper the ocean would be if they didn't? If I poop on a picture of Satan, am I damned if I do?